You're listening to The First Day on 93 WIBC. It's 11:28. We've got 50 degrees and partly cloudy skies.
You know, we were
Danny.
talking about real estate. I wouldn't want to own real estate near the mighty Mississippi, but we are blessed each and every week to be able to talk to Greg.Cooper and Lisa.Phillips. They're real estate consultants with Crossroads Collective at Compass Real Estate. CrossroadsCollectiveHomes.com. And I tell you what, if you want to know what your house is worth, they've got another one, Terry. It's Who's Your Home Values 2023. And joining us right now, we've got Greg and Lisa, and so pleased to have them. Greg, I got a question for you. I've been watching people price houses in the neighborhoods in and around us, and I got to thinking, shouldn't we price a home as high as possible, always?
No, not ever, Denny, and here's why. Number one, the market is the market. We're all 10th grade economics students when it comes to real estate because our home is worth what somebody wants to pay for it. If you price it as high as you possibly think you can, A, you will scare people off, B, you will lose some credibility, and C, in the end, you're not going to have a home that sells quickly. So you want to price it realistically with the hope that people see it as a good value and multiple people would become involved theoretically in bidding on your home as soon as it goes on the market.
If you overprice, Lisa, if you overprice your home when you first put it on the market, it can cost you negotiating leverage as a seller, right? Is that what we understand?
Correct. I mean, if you sell out of the gate as the seller, you are leveraging the market. Days on market means buyers get more leverage.
Okay.
Greg, I can remember in the old neighborhood when Jane and I first bought our house, there was this one guy that always sat in front of his garage door on his lawn chair, and he says, when I sell my house, I'm going to set the highest asking price I can get. Now, if he does that at the outside of a home coming onto the market, what message is he sending to all the potential buyers that's out there?
Well, he's sending the message that not only is he overly optimistic, he's probably gone to crazy town, Denny, because
you described him perfectly, Greg. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, you look, this is selling a home, like buying a home, this is a partnership between buyers and sellers. And yes, of course, sellers want to get the most money. Buyers understand in the market today they are willing to pay the most money for the right house. But that doesn't mean that they're going to go off the deep end of, cliff and basically go ahead and spend too much. So it has to be within a realistic range. You really, now more than ever, you need great advocacy, whatever that may be in your world. You need great advocacy to establish the price that's optimistic, but will still encourage as many buyers as possible to get interested and involved in the home sale.
Okay. Then, Lisa, let me ask you, because can an exceptionally high asking price, you get that, you put that high price out there, a buyer agrees to pay it, can that lead to an appraisal discrepancy? And what happens if that occurs?
Yes, it can. And I mean, the unicorn buyers are out there, but you have to be perfect. And if they're a unicorn buyer, they're probably going to take care of the appraisal issue by offering something to the seller to make sure they know that they're willing to commit at that higher price. But in a normal transaction in the state of Indiana, the contract basically allows that if the appraisal does not come in at value, that both sides can renegotiate a price. And obviously, with the situation, buyers can then leverage that down a little bit.
I wish I could be a unicorn buyer. Oh,
you're a unicorn, all right.
Yeah.
You're a unicorn, Terry.
All right, Greg. Now, that's my partner over there. Take it easy. So, Greg, here's the thing. When I moved into the neighborhood in our house, I always worried about how the neighbors thought about the way I was mowing the grass, trimming the trees. I put up my Christmas lights the first year, and I worried to death about what the neighbors were thinking. Shouldn't home sellers worry about what their neighbors think about their asking price when they put the home on the market?
No, we don't care because the neighbors are concerned about, their own value, understandably, but the neighbors don't have any idea what the actual market is. And they, of course, want you to price it as high as you possibly can. And then here's what the chatter becomes, Denny. I can't believe they're asking that much for their house. You have to ignore the white noise around you. Ignore the white noise from people who are not professionals and do what is right for you and your situation. Do what is right based on the demands of the market. That way you will have the greatest chance of having a success in your real estate transaction.
Amen.
Lisa, I oftentimes see and watch as sellers put these high prices on them, and then they decide to lower the prices. And what that really does to me is I think, what's wrong with that house? How come it didn't sell at that price? Or what's wrong with that place? But does that really have any effect on the potential sale? Like I'm thinking, am I unusual? Am I a unicorn?
No, right. I mean, it's just a thing of, here's the thing, Terry. Around here, we've always kind of priced to negotiate. That's been the mindset. And until recently, like the last 24 months, when you would tell people, like, we could price a little bit under and get a bidding war and it would go over, we're going to price it and we're going to have over, everyone's price to negotiate. But now that is like, what is wrong with this price? I mean, yes, we can lower, and a lot of people are doing this pretty fast. You'll see price drops within 7 days at this point because the market is moving so much that people are like, oh, if we are not getting any activity, no offers, then we are definitely overpriced. But there is the stigma of what is wrong with you with days on market.
Gosh, in the last 6 weeks, Terry, I have learned so much from these people.
I know, they're just the best.
We have
really
all these fables
Thank
that we
you.
hear about real estate. Yeah. So if you'd like, I tell you what, they have that great home site. If you want to figure out what you think your house is worth, who'syourhomevalues2023.com. But I'd encourage you to reach out to Greg.Cooper and Lisa.Phillips at Crossroads Collective at Compass Real Estate. You can find them at crossroadscollectivehomes.com. I've got one more question for you, kids. Has Mercedes had her baby yet?
No. We're still holding off. Thankfully, we still have a couple more months, but we are getting closer to baby boy Halbert entering our team.
Yeah, Mercedes.
A new team member coming shortly.
Yeah. Mercedes is one of the administrative assistants that help Greg and Lisa, and she is just a magnificent person. But she's with child, and we'll have a new baby here pretty soon.
Greg.Cooper and Lisa.Phillips, real estate consultants, Crossroads Collective at Compass Real Estate. You can get in touch with them today. You're both available today, aren't you?
Yes, we are. We're working.
You are working.
24/7.
24/7.
Unicorns, Terry.
I love that. CrossroadsCollectiveHomes.com, or again, visit HoosierHomeValues2023.com. You can find Greg on social media and Lisa too. So look them up. They're here to help you guys. And thank you always for your support, you two. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. You're listening to The First Day, 93 WIBC.